Hello and welcome to Freakiest Kirk Games. Today we are going on a scav run and escape from Tarkov, and we're going to be talking about how to adapt your playstyle based on the kind of weapon your scav loads in with. Imagine being dropped into a map with a random weapon and having to improvise to survive and extract. Will you be able to adapt to the situation and come out on top? Today we're going to show you how to do just that. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the exciting world of scav runs in Tarkov. I've loaded into this raid with the Silence PPO 215 Gornaste, or as Coach calls it, the Gornasty. Link to his channel in the description. First, let's take a look at what a scav is in Tarkov. A scav is a scavenger in the game who goes into the map to collect valuable loot and extract safely. The great thing about playing as a scav is that you start each run with random gear and weapons, which makes each run unique and challenging. Now let's talk about the different types of weapons you might find in your scav run. There are rifles, shotguns, pistols, even melee weapons. Each weapon has its own strength and weaknesses, and it's important to understand how to use them effectively. For example, if you start with a rifle, you'll want to play more cautiously and take advantage of the long-range capabilities of the weapon. On the other hand, if you start with a shotgun, you might want to get up and play a little more aggressively and get up and close and personal with the enemies. It's also important to consider the attachments on your weapon. If you have a scope, for example, you'll want to take advantage of it by sniping enemies from a distance. If you have a suppressor, you'll want to play stealthy and avoid making too much noise. Finally, it's important to remember that you can also find weapons and gear on the map. If you find a better weapon, don't be afraid to swap it out for your current weapon for something more effective. In conclusion, adapting your playstyle based on the kind of weapon you start with is crucial for survival and escape from Tarkov. Understanding the strengths and weaknesses of each weapon as well as the attachments will help you make the most of your scav run and increase your chances of extracting safely. One of the biggest challenges in scav runs is having to adapt to the weapon you start with. And some players would be lucky and start with a high-end weapon, while others may only have a basic pistol. If you start with a pistol, it's important to play a more stealthy game. You don't want to engage in firefights with players who have better weapons. Instead, focus on finding better weapons and ammunition to improve your chances of survival. You can also use your pistol to take out players who already engaged in fights, or pick off stragglers from a distance. If you start with an assault rifle or shotgun, your playstyle will be much different. You'll have more options for engaging in combat, but it's still important to be cautious. These weapons are loud, which will draw attention to your location. So make sure to use cover and stay hidden as much as possible. One of the best ways to adapt your playstyle to the weapon you have is to pay attention to the ammo you have available. If you have a high-end rifle, but only have a few rounds of ammunition, it's best to use those rounds carefully. On the other hand, if you have a shotgun with plenty of buckshot, feel free to use it more aggressively. Another important factor to consider is the environment you're in. If you're in a dense forest, on woods, a shotgun may be a better choice. But if you're in an open area, an assault rifle spray may be more effective. In conclusion, adapting your playstyle to the weapon you have in a scav run is key to survival and success. Pay attention to the type of weapon you have, the ammunition you have available to you, and the environment you're in, and adjust your playstyle accordingly. With these tips, you'll be able to make the most of your scav runs in Tarkov. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.